Thanks for stopping by. This is Sophia. I have today a little tutorial somebody requested for making labels with your Cricut machine and a printer. And so that's what we're going to do today. We are going to first, at the bottom left, click on Images, and we're going to find images. We need to make sure that these are printable images, not cut images. So on the top right, you'll see some lines with some circles, and that's where, click on images, and then on the top right under close and under the search bar, there's those lines with the circles. Click on that, and then you will scroll down until you see operation type and then print then cut, and you'll click that. It'll add a little check mark, and then up at the top left you're going to click the caret to go back to your canvas, back to the search results. And these are all printable images, so it's not going to try to cut them out. I want to find just a plain old label, so I'm going to type that in the search bar, and it's going to give me all different types of labels. I like this red circle one since winter is coming up and Christmas. And I'm going to select Add to Canvas. Now we're going to go back up at the top left, click that green caret, and I want a cute picture to go on my label. So I think a winter bunny is appropriate. I saw a cute one in here earlier, so we're going to scroll down until we find the image that we want, and there he is. I'm going to add that to Canvas, and then select View, because that's all I need for now. And these are really big in here, but we're gonna size down the mat so that I can see things better, and I'm going to scale down that label to maybe 2 inches. So go down at the bottom in your tray and drag it left until you see edit. Click on edit, and then where it says height, you don't really have to worry on this one because it's circular, so it's the same, so you can pick height or width, but usually I pick whichever is bigger. And I'm gonna select 2 inches. That will fit on most projects. And this bunny needs to get sized down as well, so I'm going to do maybe 1 inch and see how that works out. So I'm going to zoom in to my mat, drag this bunny over to where my circle is, and put him on here. Okay, and you know what? I don't really like him right there, so let's size him down a little bit more because he's still a little bit big for that label to go on there. And that might be good, so let's put him there. And you know what? I don't really like him there. I'm going to put him slightly offset, and I'm going to make him bigger. Oh, wait. So I guess his image wasn't locked down, so it kind of messed him up. I just clicked undo, and that will give me a second chance to resize him. I think that looks good. And then next, I think we need some text. So I'm going to select text. Actually, I think I clicked on images, so forgive me for that. We're not going to images, we're going to text. So click on text and then type in what you want. I'm going to put Made with Love by Sophia because that's me. And then I want to put my social media on there, so I'm going to put IG and YouTube, her, yes, so that people can come back to my account. Hopefully I get some traffic from this, or if somebody has a request or a question, then they'd be able to communicate that to me. And these letters are obviously really big, but we are going to resize all of this and change the font and everything, so the letters are huge right now. I'm going to go into edit, and I'm going to select at the bottom left where it says Cricut Sans. That's where you select the font. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, move my text over so I can see it clearly. And am I resizing first or am I selecting the font first? I'm not really sure. I forgot to hit audio record when I did this screen share video. Okay, so we are resizing first, sorry. And I just used the little resizing option from the mat. But you can always go into edit and enter an exact measurement if you want to go faster than this. And that looks like it's more or less the right size, but I might want to change the font and the color of the font. And so in order to do that, at the bottom left, I clicked where it says Cricut Sans. That's the default. And you can click from any of these, contemporary, sports, industrial. It just gives you a more filtered search so that you don't have so much to sift through. And I'm going to select brush. And I really like that Beefcakes one because it's nice and chunky and solid and easy to read. And I have selected that. And now I'm going to see if there's bold option. There's not a bold option on this one. You would select that R where it says style, that means regular, but sometimes you have other options. This one has italic but not bold, so we're just gonna go with the regular one. And I did try to resize that and somehow it changed the words that were on each line, so I need to fix that. I'm going to change the size to 10. Now that they're on these different lines, I want the Sophia to be by Sophia instead of on their own lines. So I fixed that. And now I'm going to go over to, we're in the edit tray, if you didn't already realize that. And I'm going to go over to where it says basic cut because we don't want it to cut those letters out of our label. We want it to print them on that tag. So we're going to click on basic cut and we're going to change it to print then cut. And then I want the letters to be white. So I selected white, click apply, and then it will take you back. And now these will not cut out. They will just print in white. And I'm going to place them there. I don't like how the at her yes is blending with the white that's on that circle. So I think I'm going to change that. I moved the bunny over a little bit so that it doesn't interfere as much with the letters. And I think I'm going to change the at her yes. It's not letting me select the at her yes and switch the color. It keeps closing out that option and unhighlighting the text. So I'm going to end up deleting it and then just adding another text and making that text black. And you're just seeing me struggling trying to figure out how to do that, and it doesn't want to cooperate. So I end up going with plan B, and that was to add another text box with the her yes and adding it in. And don't worry, because we are just going to join all of this together at the end, so it ends up being the same result that we want. Okay, so now I've added at her yes. I do want to keep the same font because I like that round and chunky letters since I don't have the bold option, but I do like that style. And I changed it. I need to change it to print then cut, and I want to change it to black. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Change to print then cut, apply, and that name is way too big. So I do need to size that down again. Click on size. I decided to try, I think 10 maybe. And so here we go. And you see it's here towards the bottom. I'm just going to drag it up, and I do want it to be bigger so that people know and are sure that my social media is on there for them. And maybe a little bit bigger than that. I think I'm going to 14, and I think that's good. I like that. And maybe switch the alignment a little bit, but that's too close to the name, so maybe drag that down and then drag my name down a little bit. And I like that. I think that looks good. So I'm going to drag this square out, and the way you do that, I just tapped a little bit under where that 3 is on the mat, and then keep touching the screen and drag it all the way out to be around everything, the letters, the circle, the bunny, everything, and that will select all of them. So here I go again, just so that you can see it again. And see those squares that are around each thing, it means that they're selected. And I want to flatten this, so then it's counting all of this as one image now, instead of individual images where it could try to cut everything out separately, like cut my letters out of my label, cut my bunny away from my label, and that wouldn't be good. That's not what I'm going for. So next, I think I decided this might be a little bit big now that everything is together, so we're gonna bring it down just a tad, and I changed the height to 1.75. That brings the width down to about 2.5 inches, and I think that's pretty good. It'll fit on the back of most projects or cards, and most likely these are gonna go on the back of my Christmas cards this year, so I don't have to write stuff. And then I want to make multiples of these. Now that they're all one image, I can just duplicate it. So I went down to the tray, click on actions, and then duplicate. And I tried 3 at first because it has to be, I want to say it's like 975 by 6 point something or under those dimensions, so that it will print on, and the Cricut will be able to cut it on its mat. And I found that this is going to be way under that if I only put 3, so I'm going to add a 4th. And actually, I think I might even have room for a 5th, so we're gonna go ahead and try that. And it ends up being about 9.5, maybe a tad bit less. So I put this all the way down there, just over 9.5. And then I want these all to be like even on the sheet. This is more just my OCD taking over, but I want to make sure that I can add more labels onto one page and maximize my sticker paper. And I don't think I addressed this initially, so we're going to go into edit. We're going to arrange, and then actually let's go to distribute first so that they're all even, and distribute vertically. So it's going to take the top one and the bottom one and everything in between and evenly space them vertically. And then I'm going to attach all of these. So I selected all of them, and then I clicked attach. We're still in actions, and then I clicked on duplicate so that I have 2 rows of them. And I don't think I can get away with 3, so we're just gonna do 2. And now the 2 rows are uneven. So again, we're going to select the 2 rows, and then we're going to go into edit and align. I think I aligned to the bottom so that they're nice on the mat and that they will print and cut correctly. And then I selected both rows and I attached them to each other. And now these are all one, so that it won't try to separate your rows and print some on one page and one on another. I went ahead and did make it, and just so you could see, it looks like that those dimensions were under the size limit, so it's gonna let me make this all on one page. But I just wanted to show you that it is about 9.5 by 5, but I know you can go up to 6 point something wide as the maximum dimensions. So just something to keep in mind, if you do make yours too big, you can always just, once you attach them all together, just lower the size until you're within the proper dimensions. And it'll give you like a caution alert thingy with a little exclamation mark in your layers. And it will give you what dimensions you need to resize to. Oh, and I didn't have my Bluetooth on. I turned it off earlier, so I need to turn my Bluetooth on so that I can use the app on my phone for this. Okay, went ahead and did that. And now back to our project. And it's waiting to connect to my Cricut. And any day now, it's going to connect to my Cricut. There you go. Okay, and so we've selected my Cricut Maker, and you will need a printer that connects through Bluetooth to your printer to do this. If you don't have one, then you do need to make the project on Design Space on your computer that is connected to your printer. Okay, so I've selected my printer. I'm going to go ahead and print this, and I will select premium vinyl once we actually print this. And it's really cool. If you need to make multiple copies, often I'm too lazy to clean off my Cricut area and do these, so I will just hand cut them, and you can just print a bunch of copies and click reprint until you have all the copies that you want. But I think I was waiting for my printer to print the labels. And anyways, I was telling you, once your project has printed, then you will select premium vinyl, and that will cut only through that first layer of the sticker paper instead of cutting all the way through, and then you have to like pick with your nail at the backing to get it off, which is kind of annoying. And so this will prevent that from happening, and you'll have like a regular old sticker sheet how you might buy at the store. And it makes it very, very convenient and easy to store, like in a folder or something like that, wherever you keep your stickers until you use them. And I think that's it. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope this is helpful for you.